Hey,
Hey,
brother, how you doing?
great to see you. Michelle gave, I got to share this with everyone because I went to the Lane County Watersheds Community Rights meeting the other night, and Michelle gave a great shout out to KEPW, saying how other stations are like sellouts, but we never are. We rock here at KEPW. That was so nice. I felt so welcome. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
heartfelt.
you.
Speaking the truth,
Thank you, Michelle. That's awesome.
of course. Todd asked me to come on this meeting because he wanted to ask me about how we got Winona to Eugene, and I need to know how you're scheduled, how I'm scheduled in, because I only have a minute.
Well, we're recording now, so we can just take this clip and shoot it past you.
So
See if that sounds okay.
there were five organizations I think that were listed, as sponsors. And but I'm really curious how that evolved.
We asked, shamelessly asked for help. And we got some real important movers and shakers at the University of Oregon who really were very detail oriented and kept us between the lines. So wonderful to work with Kirby Brown from Indigenous Studies. He's a beast of a human being. And then, we asked for money from the Upper Willamette Watershed, and they are a consortium or a coalition of watershed councils. They kicked down about $3,000. We got about $3,000 from the Native Wellness Students Association. It was really beautiful to dovetail and to meet these folks because our paths don't always cross, and it's really a problem. Our paths need to cross. We need to be talking to the other movers and shakers in the community. And so, being siloed doesn't always get us where we need to go. So we made some good friends. People were excited. It's hard not to get it up for Winona LaDuke. So, it was kind of an easy sell. Hey, she's coming. Can you help us fund it? They did. Got us the room. The most important thing was to get the university on board because we were having it at the university. They made the posters, their students were involved, the staff was involved. It was wonderful, really wonderful situation.
That's
So can I
amazing.
ask you about how you brought Chris Hedges? So you were the primary organizer for Winona LaDuke, and that's amazing. There's nobody else producing shows like this. You're the Bill Graham of Eugene. So how did you get Chris Hedges here? That must have cost a fortune.
Well, it was actually that was done through Community Rights Lane County, but with the statewide organization, the Oregon Community Rights Network. And so he had a 3-city tour. He started in Portland, then he went to Salem, but Eugene was where we kicked it, man. We had 900 people in that church. Portland barely showed up, Salem barely showed up, but here in Eugene, we made it happen. And it is kind of funny. Call us the Bill Graham. We kind of are, but we just build the plane while we're flying. This is not what we are. We are in the trenches, in the streets, activists. That's our strength. But we found out that we can produce some events, and it's so important to get us all in the room. And there's just nothing more ironic than all of us choosing to sit and listen to Winona that night when that creep in Washington was giving his first national speak. It was wonderful. We chose life. We chose life.
So the video of Chris Hedges has gotten 130,000 views just on YouTube, and of course the content goes far wider than just YouTube. It goes on radio and alternative TV channels and other people's video channels, and clips are taken out of it. So I would say conservatively, at least 500,000 people were affected by that event that you organized, and I'm so very grateful. But I
Yeah,
think
well,
yeah,
back
we need
at
to
you.
yeah, we need to do. I think celebrity, events is
Yep.
a real big opening, for activism these days.
Oh, totally. I'd like to get Beyonce, but I don't think that she's necessarily coming to Eugene. But really, I think you're right. We have to fill the room, and we can't. There's some smart people out there that that I go to for information. But if they don't have a name, it's hard to get other people in the room. So let's work together on that, Todd. And bless up, man, because you are the one who is always there. You don't charge us. I mean, we don't have any money, so I mean that's kind of a nice thing. You know, we're all volunteers, 100%. I joke with folks about how there's job security in this kind of activism because there's always going to be the fuckery and we have to rail against it. But, you know, we don't do it because we're looking to get rich. Well, I mean, our group was kind of the brainchild to get her here. We got her here in 2016. She was at the ballroom. We had an overflow crowd. They had to open up a whole other wing of the university to pipe in her speech. That was in 2016, right after Standing Rock. So because we're right now putting out our action from Community Rights Lane County is our Protect Lane County Watersheds Initiative. And, you know, we're known as a water protector. So we just went right back to her and said, would you please come and talk? You know, we need some sane inspiration. We
Yeah.
need some sane leadership. And she delivered. The woman she's inspiring. She's principled. You can't do better than getting Winona in a room. And it was beautiful because at the university this time, it was really a cross section of the community. There were young people, mid-range age people, Native folks, white people, Black people. It was really wonderful to see the demographics represented.
We did her in 2018, but I missed 2016. I was busy building my house here.
Yeah, that's right. We got her here in 2018 as well. But the big one was 2016, where I mean, talk about being green. We didn't know anything. And we made it happen. You know, you got to believe in yourself and you got to believe in your mission. And we're trying to wake people up a little bit.
So are you a producer at KEPW or are you just somebody who volunteers here?
I don't have really anything to do with KEPW, except that I've been interviewed a couple times. But no, I'm a organizer for Community Rights Lane County. Yeah, so you know, I think we just need to we need to stay in touch. We need to keep making these things happen, keep bringing people into town. You guys are going to be a mouthpiece, one of the mouthpieces. We really appreciate you. And, you know, I mean, I love that the little mouse that roared, that's what KEPW is. You know, you don't give up and you stay principled, and God, that's refreshing in these times.
So it's the SEEK, the Springfield Eugene, you know, Anti-Imperialist Coalition is having a meeting tonight in Growers Market right in front of your door.
Oh.
And it would be great if you know, speaking of coalitions, there's a number of organizations there that, but you know, there's always, I know you live out in Deadwood, and so it's a long drive.
I'm in my truck sitting here on my way out of town. So, but I fit this in because, you know, Todd, if you ask me to do something and I can, I'm going to do it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Todd.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, thanks, John. Thanks for showing up the other night. It's, you know, we're trying to build capacity, and the more people that show up, and then next time you'll bring your friend, and you know, we just have to keep growing and figuring out how to expose and challenge what we know is anti-life, basically.
I was real impressed with that one new volunteer. You got a lot of people from the Winona event that came to your meeting, and there's one guy that seems like he was a teacher, I think, and just a natural advocate and, you know, outreach person for you.
Yeah, we're not going to let him go. And that guy's gold. I'm going to sink my talons right into his flesh.
They had a great moment during Winona's speech when she talked about how the authorities had approached her, you know, to testify in the Greenpeace, you know, lawsuit, which is just settled. It was just, you know, the judgment was just made today or yesterday. $600 million judgment against Greenpeace.
Wow.
Insane.
Yeah, we lost.
And yeah, I mean, you know, that's another object lesson, and why the community rights movement speaks to me is because there really is no justice. I mean, you can't expect to get to get what you want out of the courts. We know that with this Protect Lane County Watersheds initiative that even if we pass it, they're going to come for us because they have authorization to poison our waters. And so we're just trying to wake people up to the fact that the system, we're showing you the system doesn't care what you want. It doesn't care what you hold dear. So, you know, we're gonna keep pushing and offering up alternatives to corporate privilege, which is really the big bad dog in the yard.
So articulate. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, thanks so much. All right, we'll be in touch, Todd. Thanks again. And John and all you, Echo, just bless up your good selves. And